My name is Marina Gutierrez and I'm going to explain task 1 of the subject Reading, Writing and Creativity Promotion, which is an analysis of the creative aspects of a book. In my case, I have chosen Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Firstly, I want to make a brief introduction and justification of the choice of the book. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was written by Lewis Carroll and it was originally published in 1865. Its illustrator was John Tenniel and the publisher editorial was Macmillan & Co. I have chosen this book because in my childhood I loved this magic and crazy story. It has a catchy plot and the characters are very funny. In this task, I am going to create research about the book and analyze the creative elements hidden in the book's history. This book is suitable for students from the third cycle of primary, but it can be adapted for the other grades. Now I want to make a presentation of the book. This story is not only for children but also for adults. It is about a little girl that was reading a book with her sister and suddenly she enters another dimension full of fantastic creatures where flowers and animals can talk. She finds this magic world by following a white rabbit that has a clock and it always said, I am late, I'm late, I am late. The rabbit makes to increase Alice's curiosity. She finds out many fantastic creatures in her way through Wonderland. And finally, she wakes up in the grass with her sister and everything was a dream, just a dream. Taking creativity into account, I want to start analyzing the originality. There are many original ideas in the book of Alice because all the book is a new crazy reality where not only flowers can talk but also animals. Other originality idea is that in the story Alice can change her size. She can be as small as an ant and as big as an elephant. But how can she change her size? Because in her way she finds out different bottles or drinks and food with a label saying drink me or eat me, and when she does it, she changes her size. Other fantastic idea is that the facts are magnified. For example, when she changes her size and turns into a giant, she starts to cry. She cries a lot and the room floods. She makes a pool of tears, what in reality is impossible because when you cry, you can't even fill a glass. It has emphasis on imagination because all the story is created by Alice's imagination. In dreams, everything can occur. In her new reality, there are illogical things. Now, taking into account characters, all of them are original because there is a cat that can appear and disappear and it's pink. Also, it can talk. The queen of the place is called Heart's Queen, and her servants are cards and wants to cut the head of everybody. In this book, characters make things that in reality they can't do. There is a lizard with a ladder, a caterpillar smokes a hookah, a rabbit has a clock, flamingos are bats, a rabbit and a mouse make a tea party, gardeners are cards and they want to paint the flowers that are white into red. Balls are hedgehogs. There are a griffon. What is a fantastic creature? So all the characters are very original. Contents also has originality because, as I mentioned before, Wonderland is a new reality where everything that Alice thinks can happen. So contents are original because are absurd and illogical and is the world of no sense. The book uses word games and simple logic puzzles that kids can enjoy. It plays with language in a clever way, making you think hard while you are laughing, so it's very original. The space in the story is Wonderland, that is a wonderful and marvelous place where are fantastic creatures, as I mentioned before. The time is not clear because the story seems to pass a long time in Wonderland's world, but Finally, Alice was sleeping a nap while her sister is reading a book. So, finally, all the adventures happen in few hours. The plot has also originality because the story happens in an invented place, Wonderland, where fantastic things can occur, and also has a circular plot because the story ends where it starts, in a grassy field. So there are lots of fantastic and crazy contents that gives originality to the story. Now I want to explain the objective and the goal that the protagonist wants to achieve. The main purpose of the story is to entertain and to delight the reader through imagination and no sense, because it's a funny and humorous book where you can let your mind fly to another world. Also, in primary school can be used to create a new story, new characters, using their imagination and creativity. They can tell the story to their classmates, create an event, and other activities. The story encourages children to embrace their natural curiosity and have fun in their exploration for its own. In this book, the goal that the protagonists want to achieve at first is to find out the white rabbit, but finally she gets overwhelmed and frustrated and she just wants to get home. Taking into account the communication need is, in my opinion, the necessary to be understood in a fantastic world where nobody understands her. And I think that is the real vision of the author in reality, because every person is different to the others and sometimes it's difficult to understand each other's. Also, there are a social meaning in the story because Alice has the inability to have a coherent conversation with the population of Wonderland, and it leads her to confusion and frustration. Maybe this is an allusion to the real world, and it shows how author feels in his reality and his struggle to be understood in society. Also, it shows a new vision of the world where are fantastic creatures, but it's difficult to comprise them. After that, I want to describe the problem solving that, in my opinion, is very clear in this story because along all the book, Alice tries to find out solutions for all the problems she has. The story is a game that she has to solve every time, and it leads her to confusion, frustration, and even cry and break down and feel herself alone. She all the time has to adapt to the circumstances. For example, she changes her size to fit in a small door. She has to follow instructions to know the way home. She plays games that she doesn't know how to play, as croquet. She adapts to the tea time and makes everything that the Mad Hatters says. All the time, Alice questions the nature of reality and the new world where she is living. Also, she has to use her intuition and her logic, and finally, she starts to confidence in herself to solve all the problems that she has to face. As a conclusion, I want to say that Alice Adventures in Wonderland is a creative book because it has many crazy and different ideas as in reality are. Also, characters are new and have distinct characteristics that they have in our world. The contents are original and encourage students to trust in themselves. And in the analysis, I think that Alice Adventures in Wonderland is a book that can attract students and has many possibilities for creating activities and working with them.